Welcome back, everyone, to more Thankful Beatings 2014. I am Canaron, and this next matchup is another matchup in the Cornucopia Punishment Tournament. And a few minutes ago, we saw in the backstage area the Rugged Rebel and Britt have a bit of a heated confrontation, and then Yanta got involved, saying that she wants to reform the XD. I thought that we were done with this XD crap. I thought that after Dominatrix and Taskmistress and Ballydong took control of that, when they got the rights to that we would be all finished with this XD business. But I guess Yanta comes along, and now we've got to deal with this XD stuff all over again, possibly, as the Rugged Rebel and Rage are teaming up, and Rage is actually the tag team championship partner of Britt, and of course they've seemingly formed some type of a tag team now. But I'm actually happy for Rage and Britt being tag team champions, as here comes the RD. And this will be quite an interesting pairing, as RD and the Rugged Rebel at the last Ballydong event, Halloween Hell 2014, had a matchup for the Light Heavyweight Championship that ended in controversial fashion. I believe RD won the match, but it was by disqualification, so he won the match, but he did not win the Light Heavyweight Championship. So how will RD factor into this matchup with Rage and the Rugged Rebel? Will he work out with this team, or will he turn against his partners? All different kinds of scenarios could play out here in this matchup, but I think the Rugged Rebel's got to think long and hard about this XD thing, because I don't think you want to turn your back on Claire. That would be, I think, Rugged Rebel, your biggest mistake in Ballydong Wrestling, to turn against Claire, because Claire is the general manager, and I'm sure that after tonight she will have the Jewel Championship back in her control. And I mean, it's Rugged Rebel's choice, I guess, to make, but if he wants to make the single biggest career mistake of his life, I think that would be if he reforms the XD with Yanta and Britt. But then also the question is raised: where does that leave Rage? Are they just going to kick Rage to the curb then? Of course, nothing's been finalized yet. They haven't made their decision. Rugged Rebel's still got to think it over, but he's got this whole matchup to possibly think it over. And speaking of this Cornucopia Punishment Tournament, this is kind of an interesting battle that we have here. I guess Stone Cold is going to be involved in this as he drives his ATV down to the ringside area. And Stone Cold, he's not really seemingly dressed to compete, but Stone Cold, Steve Austin, a member of the board of directors with Vince McMahon, Shane McMahon, Michael Cole, Jerry the King Lawler. I don't think that the board of directors is involved in this contest. I could be mistaken, but I don't think that's the case in this matchup, as Stone Cold is giving the fans what they paid to see. Of course, Steve Austin has been known as the beer-swilling, trash-talking, blue-collar redneck, also at times called the Bionic Redneck, and he's actually had a very long, storied career. Lots of DVDs have come out about Stone Cold, lots of VHS tapes. If people remember VHS, I remember VHS back in the day. That's kind of how I got my start in the business, as here comes The Rock. And The Rock, of course, a big star in wrestling. He actually has basically been a big-time movie star, too. When he left the first time for the movies, it wasn't a big ordeal. He came back. But I guess The Rock has found a lot more success in Hollywood, more so than he's had in the wrestling ring in recent memory. Of course, I do recall that he was the heavyweight champion of an organization that he was with about a year or two ago. But since then, I don't think he's wanted to come back to the ring after losing that title. I don't think we've seen him in the ring since, or at least in a in-ring competing capacity. Of course, you could possibly blame the movie makers and the studios for The Rock not coming back for too often, but The Rock is here tonight for Ballydong Wrestling. He took time out of his movie schedule to compete here in the Cornucopia Punishment Tournament, as here comes another partner of theirs. I think that this is The Undertaker. I believe that the Undertaker is actually competing in this matchup as well. So we get three big stars of the 90s. And of course, there is a DVD out about the greatest stars of the 90s. And an Undertaker, The Rock, and Stone Cold are featured on the cover of that DVD. And you could argue other stars of the 90s were also big. But I think these three are some of the biggest of the 90s. I mean, who could forget the classic battles between Stone Cold and The Undertaker, Stone Cold and The Rock, Undertaker and The Rock? These three have all done battles with each other, and now they are teaming up for this Cornucopia Punishment Tournament against Rugged Rebel, Rage, and RD. And I don't know who's going to pull it off here tonight, but I think that this is a big matchup for the first round of this tournament. But whoever survives is going to have to go through another round, and then whoever survives that would go to the finals of this tournament. But there's so much on the line. As Claire said, the winners of this tournament get a very, very big opportunity that she has not disclosed yet. I guess we'll have to find out on a 24/7 or maybe at the conclusion of this tournament what the big reward is, as the lights now come on, as The Undertaker has made his way to the ringside area. And The Undertaker, he's had a very storied career. Don't see him much, but he's also had some rough times, I think, in his career. That he had an undefeated WrestleMania streak that was ended by the monster Brock Lesnar. And Lesnar, he's actually got quite the career going for himself, as now this matchup is starting off Stone Cold and the Rugged Rebel. And this could end early as Rugged Rebel gets a Stone Cold stunner. Rugged Rebel, thanks for coming. You might be going back to the backstage area, and your night might be over here early. But no, Stone Cold really starting off strong here on the Rugged Rebel, just attacking him with those elbows and everything, and now takes Rage off the ring apron, and now another Stone Cold stunner to the Rugged Rebel, and I think he's busted open as Stone Cold just continues to give out stunner after stunner to the Rugged Rebel, as here comes The Rock and The Undertaker to deal with the partners of the Rugged Rebel in this matchup. But Rugged Rebel, yeah, he's got a nasty gash on his forehead. He may have to. And the super kick there to Stone Cold, as the Rugged Rebel with a cover. 1, 2, 3, and Stone Cold has been eliminated. Rugged Rebel overcomes that possible injury that he has, possibly over that cut over his eye, and the blood is just starting to stain that mat. Rugged Rebel might want to tag out of this first round matchup. I mean, he might have to get stitches too, and you don't want to have stitches when you're trying to go through a grueling tournament like this. Believe me, I've been in matches and tournaments, and it's not fun. And now this might be it for the Rugged Rebel as he gets tombstone pile driven, as Undertaker picks up the Rugged Rebel. And I guess The Rock and Undertaker they don't know which one is going to continue competing, as now a cover. No, and a kick out there by the Rugged Rebel. And now The Rock bottom by The Rock. How much more? And a kick right to the breadbasket. How much more can the Rugged Rebel take in this opening round match, and this first round of the Cornucopia Punishment Tournament, as The Rock continues to work over the Rugged Rebel, and Rage is just watching on, as now The Rock, he's going to throw that elbow pad out to the audience, as now he delivers the people's elbow to the Rugged Rebel, and the Rugged Rebel's been rock bottomed, stunnered, and tombstone pile driven, as now The Rock throws the other elbow pad out to the audience, and he's going to give him another people's elbow to the Rugged Rebel. Rugged Rebel might be out of this tournament. I think it's going to be a very, very short night for the Rugged Rebel. No one a kick out there by the Rugged Rebel in this matchup. But the Rugged Rebel, he has got to tag out. He has got to tag out, I think, in this matchup. I don't know how much more he's got left in the tank as The Rock continues to showboat here for the fans as the RD the RD is saying something to the Rugged Rebel. He wants to be tagged in as Rugged Rebel makes the tag. And RD comes in with misses the clothesline there. And RD starting to become a house of fire here as the RD KO to the Rock. And now, is he going to, he hooks the leg. 1-0 and a kick out there by the Rock as the RD, Rock bottom by the Rock to the RD. And now the Rock is going to, I don't think he's got any elbow pads left, but I think he's going to give the RD a taste of the people's elbow when he hits it. And now the Rock, he's going to go for it. He's going to give him another. I think the RD is going to get a second dose of this people's elbow if he didn't get enough the first time. Here's another people's elbow from the Rock. And now the Rock still taunting the RD as I don't know why he hasn't gone for the pinfall yet, but the RD just getting a beat down here is now a cover. 1-0 and a kick out there by RD. As another RD KO and the Rock is busted open. Cover 1, 2, and I think that's 3, and the Rock has been eliminated. It's now down to the Undertaker against the Rugged Rebel, RD, and Rage, and a choke slam there by the Undertaker. And Undertaker now working over the arm of the RD. RD has been known at times as the Predator, and now a cover. 1-0 and a kick out there by the RD. You're not going to catch RD napping on that exchange. And now the Undertaker with the Tombstone Pile Driver to the RD. He's put away so many competitors with this move. 1, 2, and 3. And that is it. Rage coming in, but he wasn't quick enough to make the save as the Undertaker distracted there for a minute, looking at trying to stare down RD. And now the Undertaker with a choke slam and tries to, I guess, attack the arm. RD still just standing there. I think he's a little perplexed and confused as to what just happened. But RD still just standing there. Is he frozen? I really hope he's not frozen in place, but maybe he's frozen with fear as Rage with the airplane spin to the Undertaker and takes him down. And now the Rage just continues to attack the Undertaker. I don't know what more the Undertaker could try to do, and if he can even recover from this, as now spins round and round, around and around and around we go. Where we stop, no one knows. That's a little bit of a rhyme there if you didn't get my drift. As the Rugged Rebel getting all fired up, and he's getting excited for this as Rage kicks the gut of the Undertaker and a kick to the face as Rugged Rebel now with a cover picking up the scraps. No, a kick out there as the Rugged Rebel now tags back Rage back in as Rage had tagged out, and now Rage again round and round and round like a propeller. He just keeps spinning around and around and around. And now a cover hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3, and that is it. Rage and the Rugged Rebel survived this tournament. RD was eliminated, but I guess he'll be able to celebrate the fact that he does have a victory, but he won't go on in the tournament. But the Rugged Rebel and Rage advance now to the second round, and they'll have to get a replacement partner, but there have been things in plan for that in case that were to happen. And now I guess they'll go on and they'll face one of the other teams in this tournament. But a big victory here by the Rugged Rebel and Rage as they celebrate. And I guess RD, he can relax because he doesn't have to go through this tournament. But the Rugged Rebel, he might have to get stitches. But I don't see the Rugged Rebel backing out of this tournament. But congratulations to Rage and the Rugged Rebel on advancing to the semifinals of this tournament. That is a big, victory over three big stars of the 90s, and they got to give the assist to the RD, but a great effort by this team in the first round of the Cornucopia Punishment Tournament.